Totally shocked. Jeremy Corbyn condemns awful event in his own Islington North constituency as Theresa May says her thoughts are with those who have been injured. The feared terror attack on Muslim worshippers near Finsbury Park Mosque has been widely condemned by politicians and religious leaders. Members of the public quickly took to social media in the aftermath of the incident in North London to speak out against any possible hate crime. Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn was among those to speak out, after it occurred in his own parliamentary constituency of Islington North. He wrote on Twitter, "I am totally shocked by the incident in Finsbury Park tonight. I've been in touch with the mosques, police and Islington Council regarding the incident. My thoughts are with those and the community affected by this awful event." Prime Minister Theresa May has described the attack as a terrible incident, adding, "All my thoughts are with those who have been injured, their loved ones and the emergency services on the scene." One man has died and 8 people have been taken to hospital after a van was driven into pedestrians near a North London mosque. The van driver, described by eyewitnesses as a large white man, was detained by members of the public after the attack in Seven Sisters Road at 12:20 am on Monday. One witness described being surrounded by bodies in the wake of the attack outside the Muslim Welfare House, close to Finsbury Park Mosque. Sadiq Khan, Mayor of London, slammed the deliberate attack but urged his citizens to remain vigilant. He has also said extra police would be deployed on the streets. "We don't know the details, but this was clearly a deliberate attack on innocent Londoners, many of whom were finishing prayers during the holy month of Ramadan," he said. While this appears to be an attack on a particular community, like the terrible attacks in Manchester, Westminster and London Bridge, it is also an assault on all our shared values of tolerance, freedom and respect. The Muslim Council of Britain has condemned the Finsbury Park van attack, calling it the most violent manifestation yet of Islamophobia and called for extra security around mosques. Its Secretary-General Harun Khan said, according to eyewitness accounts and videos taken after the incident, it appears that a white man in a van intentionally plowed into a group of worshippers who were already tending to someone who had been taken ill. "We do not know how many were injured or killed, but our prayers are with the victims and families." During the night, ordinary British citizens were set upon while they were going about their lives, completing their night worship. It appears from eyewitness accounts that the perpetrator was motivated by Islamophobia. Over the past weeks and months, Muslims have endured many incidents of Islamophobia, and this is the most violent manifestation to date. Given we are approaching the end of the month of Ramadan and the celebration of Eid with many Muslims going to local mosques, we expect the authorities to increase security outside mosques as a matter of urgency. Muslim communities have been calling for increased action to tackle the growth in hate crime for many years, and transformative action must now be taken to tackle not only this incident but the hugely worrying growth in Islamophobia. Many will feel terrorized, no doubt be angry and saddened by what has taken place tonight. We urge calm as the investigation establishes the full facts, and in these last days of Ramadan, pray for those affected and for justice. The widower of murdered MP Joe Cox spoke out on Twitter as news of the attack broke, saying that the far-right and Islamist terrorists shared an ideology and both must be defeated. Brendan Cox tweeted, "Far-right fascists and Islamist terrorists are driven by same hatred of difference, same ideology of supremacy and use same tactics. We'll defeat both. When Islamist terrorists attack, we rightly seek out hate preachers who spur them on. We must do the same to those who peddle Islamophobia." Mother of 2 Mrs. Cox, who represented the Batley and Spend constituency in West Yorkshire, was shot and stabbed as she arrived for a constituency surgery in Birstall on June 16 last year. Fears are growing of a third terror attack in as many months on London streets after a van plowed into pedestrians this morning. Eyewitnesses reported seeing bystanders wrestle the suspect to the floor and pin him down until officers arrived. Shortly afterwards, Twitter and Facebook was awash with messages condemning the possible terror attack. Twitter user Micah Olivas wrote, "This is a time for condemnation of terror on behalf of people of all colors and creeds." Daniel Angeles added, "We must condemn #7 Sisters attack. It's awful when it happens to anyone, of any creed. Really sad. This country has changed. So sad." Rich Park Hill wrote, "The Seven Sisters incident looks to be terrorism against the Muslim community and as such is to be condemned." Abdul Atif Sarauk wrote, "I believe in humanity and peace #London together #7 Sisters #Westminster #London Bridge #No to terrorism." Mohammed Shafiq of the Ramadan Foundation, a Muslim organization which speaks out against extremism, said, "I utterly condemn the senseless and evil van attack against Muslim worshippers outside the Finsbury Park Mosque in London. According to eyewitnesses, this was a deliberate attack against innocent Muslims going about their life. We should make clear that if this attack is confirmed as a deliberate terrorist attack, then this should be classed as an act of terrorism. The British Muslim community requires all decent people to stand with us against this evil violence. Rampant Islamophobia has been on the rise for a number of years, and those on the far right have perpetuated hatred against Muslims. They should be called out for their hatred. The days ahead will be difficult, but with unity and tolerance we will prevail. We will not allow these far-right extremists to divide our diverse communities. Enough is enough. My condolences and prayers for all the victims and their families. They are in my prayers."